You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez, and joining me today is Nika Stewart. She is a short form video specialist, rock and roll singer, and cancer thriver. Nika helps experts show up and shine as the unique, brilliant superstars that they are so they can get the recognition they deserve. She does this through social media trainings, live stream consulting, and done for you marketing services. Her viral video intensive shows you exactly how to create reels, YouTube shorts, and TikTok videos with ease. Like there's no more tech confusion, right? So you can be yourself, stand out, and leverage this very, very, very important trend for your business right now. Today is all about short form video, so stay tuned. Hey there, it's Michelle. Welcome back to the show. And joining me today is Nika Stewart. Welcome, Nika.
I am so honored to be here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. We haven't met before. So this is all cool, but I could tell just by looking at you and your vibe that I'm picking up, this is going to be a really good show.
Oh my gosh, no pressure.
No pressure at all. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your journey to get to where you got to today?
Sure. I am an entrepreneur, like I'm sure many of your listeners. I have been in my own business for as long as I've been working. And so I don't really understand what a job is. So people who talk about, yeah, you should get out of your job and start a business. I never had a job, but I just have an entrepreneurial, I guess, mindset. Like I never understood how you could work for someone else. So I decided to work for myself. So I've been in marketing for about 15 years and doing social media since the beginning of social media for entrepreneurs. But my journey, I feel like it's restarted over again a few years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer and decided to document my journey online. Originally, it was for myself because I needed something to do to make myself feel better, a creative outlet to look forward to each day. And I wanted to look back. I knew that when I got through my journey, I wanted to look back on things that I may not remember. But as I was sharing it, people started reaching out to me and saying that it was helping them get through hard times. And then short form video really took off a few years ago, and I got obsessed with how short form video can really get our message out there in a big way. And so kind of the combination of me sharing my raw, real, tough story combined with short form video helped me take off and really share my story with people. And now is that sound bothering you? Should we?
I don't even hear
hearing beeping. Oh, okay. Awesome. Forget it. So that's when I got really interested in helping people share their story online.
I love that. So first of all, kudos to you because and how brave are you? Because a lot of people go through cancer and they just want to keep it to themselves. And you just, I'm sure, empowered so many people to get through that.
Thank you. And there's nothing wrong, obviously, with not wanting to share it.
Exactly.
But I felt like it actually helped me. So I was doing it, I have to say, really for selfish reasons in the beginning. Me wanting something to do, to look forward to, like, can I think of something fun today to cheer myself up and create a little video or post for social media. And sharing it felt good to me. And then when other people said it felt good to them, that made me feel even better. And it was this kind of lovely, like, give and take. So I do suggest, if you're thinking of sharing something tough going on in your life, getting the support from other people is very helpful.
Yes. And that's the thing. So, no matter what it is, a lot of times people just feel like they're in it alone. And then when somebody is brave enough to speak out about it or just open the conversation about it, it's like, wow, like you're giving them this safe space to kind of come to go to and being like, oh, what a crazy cool thing is she doing today that maybe I could do for myself? You know what I mean? And then maybe those people would share it back with you. You know what I mean? So it all just it just
Yeah.
opens it up. Can we go back
Yeah.
to that you've never had a job? You've always been an entrepreneur because
Yeah.
I think that that is so cool. What was your
Really?
first thing that you started? Yes.
And I think it's funny that people think it's either weird or brave, because I remember in college when my roommates and all of my friends were going to career fairs and job fairs. It's senior year, it was like, it's time to apply for a job. And I thought that was so brave, because
Mm,
I thought, so you're going to put yourself out there and have other people, it was like an audition, like you're going
right.
to put yourself out there and possibly get rejected, and obviously get rejected. You're not going to get every job that you apply for. And I think that's so brave of you. I'm too fearful of that, so I'm just going to give myself a job. And then other
Oh,
people
that's
would say,
great.
well, that's brave. And I thought,
Hmm.
really? Because it seems like the safe thing to do to me. So it was just a different mindset. And I think that's kind of interesting, because if you think starting your own business is scary, really it's just because you're focusing on things, when really there are things that make it so not scary that you could focus on and jump in and get started.
I love that. I love that different perspective. And you were really like, why would you put yourself out there? That is so fun. And it's funny because my daughter had like even from a young age, like she was like in elementary and then especially like elementary, like and middle school. She did
Mhm.
all these things. My favorite one was she had this thing called Dancer Nista. So she was like,
Oh.
I think like in fifth or sixth grade. And so she would have all her friends, younger siblings, come over
Oh.
on like a Friday night for a few hours. She would teach them. We moved all the furniture. She would teach them a dance
Oh.
and have snacks and little arts and crafts. And the parents, like, because she charged like $20 or something, so the parents
Oh
loved
my
it because it was
gosh.
babysitting. We were here. We paid for the snacks, so and the arts and
Right.
crafts. So she was 100% profitable. But it's funny because it is in your mind at such a young age. Like, how can I do this? Not only to have fun, but to make some money at it, right? So
Yeah.
I think that for those of us who's like we want to do it, but we're scared. And I
Hmm.
say we because it does get a little scary at times.
Of
It's like, how can
course.
we go with that kind of mindset? Like anything, I could do anything, right? I could give myself permission to do XYZ. I don't need to. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's the difference between putting yourself out there and then having someone else decide what you can do. Because
Hmm.
if you get a job, really what you're saying is it okay with you, other person, not me, if I do this? And
Hmm.
they're giving you the permission to have that job, or give yourself the permission to have whatever job you want. Really. And obviously it's more than that. It takes a lot of hard work
Right.
and dedication and commitment and consistency. But bottom line is you've decided what you're doing for your living.
Exactly. I love it. Okay, so today is really about short form video.
Yeah,
That's
that too.
what we're about. But what I love about this and when I'm excited to learn is that when we're talking about okay, now we have it like the risk comes into what are we doing to get more leads and sales, right? Because if we're not growing,
Mm,
we're dying basically,
yeah.
right? So let's talk about short form because a lot of people or those people that are maybe afraid of video, I feel like short form is definitely the way to go because it's like just a little bit to even to start with. So it's like this is what's popular. So
Mm.
when should they start doing short form video?
Yesterday they should start doing and on the one hand, you're right. It's easier when you think about I just have to do a few seconds. I don't have to do a 1 hour video.
Right.
Sometimes though, I hear also, just so you know, so that you don't get caught up in and then get stuck. Sometimes it does feel hard. Like, how do I narrow down what I want to say in just 15 seconds?
Mm,
But so both of those are the case. It's easier and sometimes it feels harder, but focus on the easier part to start because you can say anything and do anything. And the reason I say start yesterday is because really start as soon as you can, because right now, and algorithms change, guidelines change on all of the platforms, but still right now, the platforms are showing these videos to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
When you put a post out with your text or a photo, typically you're seeing you're showing, your posts are being shown to people who are connected with you, who are following you or you're friends with. But the short form videos, the platforms are showing them to strangers, to people who aren't following you.
Mm.
That's how you get more reach and more visibility and more following. Without you, it's like we've never had before these short form videos and these platforms showing them. We've never really had this in social media where the platform says, let me test this out and show it to 100 people or 1,000 people and see what they think. Like, that's a
Mm-hmm.
dream come true without paying them.
Exactly.
So why not get involved? Because I know things will change. If you look at social media over the years, of
Mm-hmm.
course it changes. And soon they're going to show our stuff to less people. Get involved now while they're showing these videos to a lot of people. So you have the ability to get 10 times, 20 times, sometimes so much more than that views that you would get on a typical post.
I love this. And I actually, I didn't even, when I went to Instagram the other day, they're now offering to pay you to create reels.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I was like, wait a minute, not reverse. But to
Right.
your point, I didn't know that they show them to people that don't know you. Right.
Yes.
So
And
I love this.
that's how you might have, let's say you have 100 followers, your video
Mm-hmm.
can get 1,000 views. And that's how some videos are getting millions of views. And these people don't have millions of followers, but the
Right.
platform shows the videos.
Oh my gosh, this is so, so good. So this is something to keep in mind because I know for so long we've been like, okay, we have, however many thousands of followers, and we know that it's only going to show it to like 1%, 3%, whatever that is. So it's like
Right.
in our mind, we're like, how can we just get it to all of our followers? Right. But
Yeah.
now let's just like think bigger, like
Mhm.
beyond our followers. And I'm assuming that these are going to like, the algorithm is smart enough to get it in front of the right people who would want to see more of this content.
Well, you hope that, and that has to do with you knowing your niche and putting your message out there and sticking to your brand, because you
Mm-hmm.
certainly can create a video that's not really for your
Right.
followers and get lots of views from people who shouldn't be your client.
Exactly. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so let's talk about if we're looking at like long form, short form, like who is the short form best for?
The short form works for everyone now. It did start with started really with TikTok is the platform that started the craze of short form video. And it started with young people, and it wasn't very much for grown-ups, adults, and businesses, but it has become very popular for anyone who wants to get a message out. And the truth is, it's best for people, for those of us who are not perfect,
Mm.
meaning if you have a business, and I work with some clients who come to me and they're like, I have all the equipment, I'm just waiting for better lighting, or I have 7
Mm.
cameras and I have the audio, and short form video needs none of that. It actually works best if you have none of that, nothing but your phone. So this form works best for people who are like bare bones, like creative. I just want to get something out there today.
Mm-hmm.
Spontaneous people, ADD, people with ADD who can't stick to a schedule. Perfect for short form video. Just create something and put it out there. And those are the videos that tend to do best, the not highly produced, perfect videos. It's
Yeah.
just, turn on your camera and do something, your phone and do something.
I love that. I love that because yes, all too often we're thinking like we have to keep up with like the bigger brands that do have these, highly produced something. And I do, and I guess if I even look at my own thing, I do relate to someone more like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So I love this. So wait, so you mentioned like, so we're talking short form, so TikTok. So like, are there any apps that you can recommend for like those transitions, or can I
Mm.
just do it right on the platform? Like, what do you suggest?
Yes, you can. That TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube are the platform, and Facebook now is doing reels, and Facebook and
Mhm.
Instagram are the same company, but so you could do reels on Instagram and Facebook now, and both of them are paying you to do real, because the truth is they're paying because their goal is to keep people on their platform. So if you can get people to watch, they will pay you, because that's making them money. The more people that stay on their platform and watch for a longer amount of time, the better for them. So they'll pay you. And some people, I know people who are making a few $100s a month on that. I know one person who made thousands of dollars on one video, and then nothing after that. So it's kind of like, I don't suggest it being a way to make a living, but it's nice extra cash here and there if you're into short videos.
Yeah.
So back to your question. So yes, you can actually open up TikTok. TikTok happens to be my favorite editor at the moment. So I create a lot of my videos in TikTok. Just open up TikTok, click the plus, and you're now in their editor. So you can create your videos and then use their editor for, there's transitions, you can split, you can really edit the video. You can split your scenes, you can move scenes around, you can zoom in. So you can do a lot in TikTok as if you have a video editor, and TikTok is your editor.
Oh, I love that. So we don't have to even buy anything, go to a different app. That's like the beauty of it, is the simplicity of things, because I think that's the excuse that we give ourselves that we're not going to do something, because it's like, oh, it's going to take me too much time, or, oh, I don't, whatever. I don't want to pay another whatever. Okay, I love this. Okay, so let's talk about, you mentioned earlier that what's scary for some people is, can I fit this all in 15 seconds or in 30 seconds? So can you give us like a either like a format, if you will, or?
Yeah, I can. And yet really there is no format. I'll tell you some things that work. There are elements that work. And there are lots of prompts that help people. I love giving prompts.
Yes.
Like, here's a little script or template or prompt that helps you put out a video. And just so you know, like you were saying, like, is there a format? No and yes. So there are formats to make things easier for you. And also know that you can like suddenly look at something and go, that's funny, or that's interesting, pick up your phone, record it, and that's a great video too. But if we're talking about, and by the way, I love videos and see that videos that aren't promotional are certainly doing the best. And that's always been the case for social media. If you're connecting with someone, if you're making them laugh, if you're inspiring them, if you're motivating them, they're going to want to watch it and watch you more often. If you're coming on and saying, hey, buy my stuff, no one's interested. But with TikTok, since the growth of TikTok, we have learned how to be promotional in a TikTok-y, entertaining way. It's almost like people don't realize we're promoting. So if you're looking to promote, some of the best ways are to share some value and have people go, that is so cool, I want more. And that's always been the case, but how that's done, so back to like a format or a template, a few of the things, there are trends that happen. And one of the trends recently is 5 things I would never do. And when businesses or entrepreneurs pick up on the trends that are being done on these platforms, that are being done sometimes by kids, like 5 things I would never do. I would never go to, like, they say things that have nothing to do with the business. But when businesses pick up on the trend, there are people who are doing so well by, like, I am a natural health coach, and here are 5 things I would never do. And then you talk about things that people are like, that's so interesting, I think I want to work with her. Or, as a video confidence coach, here are 5 things I would never do. And you share things that are interesting, that are maybe counterintuitive, to have people go, I never thought about that. Let me follow and let me click on their link and get more information. So looking at the trends and making them your own is very valuable. So the format really is, you start with the hook. It's like, here are 5 things I would never do, and you stop people in their tracks. It could be like, if you are a busy mom struggling to get your kids out in the morning for school, so that they get the bus on time, stop making lunches the night before and do this instead. So it's like a hook. It's like, if you are a blank and you're calling out your target audience, and then you say, stop doing this thing that people think they should do and start doing this instead. So now you've you've got me hooked. Like, what is it? And now I stay and I watch the video. So
Mhm.
starting with something hook me, is important. Along with that, because we're scrolling and watching videos, we keep scrolling. Like, and our job as the video creator is to stop the scroll.
Mhm.
And you have less than a second to catch someone's attention. Less that people say in the first 3 seconds, you can, when people are scrolling TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, you don't have we don't wait 3 seconds. We don't give someone the
Right.
liberty of 3 seconds to decide. It's less than a second. I mean, we literally are just moving our finger quick move. It's not, we don't have time. So here's just a really interesting tip. Most of the time when we push the record button on our phone, we then breathe in and start talking. So it's like push the button and go, and then we say our first, that you've just,
That's that second.
that's that second if you lost everyone.
Wow.
So when we were saying
Mhm.
in TikTok, you've just recorded that, it's great, record that, but then go into the editor and, move the line to remove that breathing in and have your video start with your first word.
I love that. I love that. What are some other best practices that you notice?
Okay. So having fun, this is kind of a mindset. It's really important to be light and easy rather than stressed out about being perfect and having a script. So if you want to record something, one of the great things is you don't have to memorize anything. If you do want to remember what you want to say, have bullet points. And if you forget something, you can stop the video, look at your notes and restart. And then edit out the part where you lean forward and push the button, so it's very easy, and it doesn't take rehearsing, and it doesn't take over preparation. So having that lightness and that fun and ease about it is important. And to get there, if you're not there yet, if you're feeling like, well, that's not me, I'm too stressed or too nervous, just do a bunch of them. Because I promise you, the only way to feel more ready and more comfortable is to do it when you're feeling not ready and not comfortable. Waiting around to feel more comfortable will not work. Doing it uncomfortable makes you more comfortable. So do it. It's I wish that wasn't true, but it's true. We have to do it not feeling good about it until we feel more good about it.
It's like that practice, not practice till you make perfect, but practice till you get comfortable. So then you're like, okay, I'm going to do
Yeah.
this one today. And that's the other thing. It's like, this happens to me all the time, even with ads and stuff. You're like, this one's going to nail it. Everybody's going to love it. I'm going to get all these things. And then it's like womp womp. And then the one you may not think is so good actually does better. So it's like, just put them out there and then see what happens. Right.
Totally. And it is so true. Almost everyone will say that video that I just put out there, it wasn't good enough, but I just that's the one that takes off. And
Totally.
it really is because, like you said, we relate to people who are like us. And I say imperfectly perfect, because we are all perfect. But we have our little, we each have our own things that we see as a flaw or something we want to improve upon. It doesn't matter. That's why people connect. We cannot relate to people who are stiff and perfect and buttoned up. Like, maybe people who are like that can relate to them. I don't know. I can't.
Wait, let's go back. You had mentioned about trends. How do we figure out like what is trending?
One of the ways really is that just scrolling. I believe that if you want to become better at any of the platforms, you want to spend time as a consumer. So for me, it's like when I get into bed at night, this is not perfect for everyone, but it works for me, where I get into bed and my de-stressing time and like ready for bed is scrolling TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or those are the two that I like to scroll. And I just scroll for, of course it can take, it sometimes leads to hours of doing that. And that's maybe not so good. But since I'm in the business, I call that, work time. So scrolling for 10 minutes even each day is really good for so many reasons. Number one, you immediately will see what the trends are because you see them coming up over and over again, either a sound or a structure of a video that a few people are using. And the reason you will see them is not just because they're trending, but because once you look at something and you watch it and maybe you interact with it, or at least you watch all of it, the algorithm of the platform knows now that you like that type of video. And so if you watch for a few minutes each day, the algorithm now knows what to show you more of. It's pretty fascinating. TikTok really has the, like, they know everyone is trying to be TikTok, but they have some secret in their algorithm where they really pretty quickly know you. It's scary and amazing, and yet I love it. I mean, I know people are scared about that. I happen to love it, that they show me only what I want to see. It's amazing. I will talk to, like, my husband, and I'll say to him, "Oh, did you see this video?" And he'll say yes, because we like similar things. But I'll say to my daughter, "Did you see this video?" And she'll say no, because we watch completely different things. Like, she is so not interested in what I watch, and vice versa. So, and I mean, we could watch for hours and never see the same videos.
Interesting.
Because the algorithm knows us. So that's why it's really good to be watching. And then you pick up on ideas, and there's so much inspiration by watching other videos.
For sure, for sure. And then I'm always like, how do I get ahead of the trend? And I notice that there are certain people that I happen to follow that'll be like, hey, this, like, get in on this, right? Or I mean, could you, like, how do these people start the trends? I guess. Could we start our own trend? Is that
Yes, of course. And
possible?
I am a big fan of at least attempting to start your own
Yeah.
trend. There are people who, and I'm not an expert on trends. It's not something that I focus on for a few reasons. Really, number one, it isn't it's not my expertise, so I can't talk to it. But so what I do is I go on the platforms, and I follow people who search for trends and then share them. And so that's how I find the trends, is that I go to these people's their account, and they will say, here's a trend, here's a sound that's trending. It's not overcrowded yet. This many people have used, this many videos have used it. So get started now. And so those, if you're interested, are good trends to jump in on. But in addition, my videos over the last 2.5 years or so, the ones that have gone viral, meaning millions of people or tens of millions, I have a few that have hundreds of millions of views. Actually, no, not a few. One has hundreds of millions of views. Nothing to do with trends, nothing to do with using other people's sounds. So I that have, of course, become a fan of doing your own thing. And it wasn't that my sound did not become a trend, but my video just keeps being shown, and people are still commenting and sharing it and liking it. So, and it has nothing to do with a trend. It's just me coming up with an idea that I thought was interesting and sharing it. So yes, you do not have to do trends. And what I have seen on accounts that are growing is the videos that show you off. And so if you're interested in getting people to know who you are and follow you and want more of what you offer, the trends might be good once in a while to get some views, but they're not attracting loyal fans. They're attracting people who see trends and they show up for them. But how do people get to know you? You have to share you. And that is not always through a trend. It's usually just you sharing you.
I love that. Thank you for that reminder, because I think a lot of times we get hung up in that. And I will say this, just one last thing on trends. It's like, I think it's Beyonce that sings that song where everybody's doing that. It's like an 8 count of dance or whatever.
Mm.
I'm
There's
not
so
gonna
many.
sing it.
Yeah.
I can't sing it because I was singing it to my husband today, and he's like, I have no idea. And then so I played it, and he was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, so did I just not even sound close to that song? But anyway, it's like all over the place, right? And everybody
Okay.
dances in groups and stuff like that. And it's been around for a while. But yet, every time one comes up, I still watch it, right?
Right.
Because I want to see, like, who are these people and why are they doing this? Or, can they dance? Can they not dance? Who's going to
It's
do
fun
something
to watch,
funny, right?
right?
Yeah. So it's like sometimes we even think like, oh, that trend's being used so much, but people are still watching them, right? So it's like, just take the step and move forward and just do something,
Yeah. And so the trend could be that people are dancing to it, but maybe the sound is trending and they're showing that sound to more people. So use the sound in the background, but say something about yourself or share something that you want to share. So you're kind of borrowing the credibility of the trend, but you share yourself through it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah. So I just see it like, even if you're doing the dance and it's the sound, but then maybe something comes on the screen that's about you, right?
Totally.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
great. Yeah.
So good. Okay. So one of the biggest things that I hear all the time, and I'm actually guilty of it, is consistency. Right. So how do we stay consistent? How do we get like ahead of ourselves? So I know for me, it's like, oh, I have all these great ideas, and then I didn't take the time to plan the next great ideas. So then it's like, you know.
Yeah, that's the age-old question that if someone had the answer, they would be rich. So there are tips that I can give that help me, but everyone certainly has their own. I would say a few of the things that help me. One of them is batch creating. So because we typically will, like, if I want to put out one video a day, there are many days that either I'm too busy, too overwhelmed, or I have the time and sit there and look at a blank phone and go like, I don't know what to say today. I have nothing. So, but then there are days where I'm like, oh, I'm so in the mood and I feel creative and my hair looks good today. Maybe I should create a video, like that kind of thing. So those days I'm in it. I'm in the creative vibe. So I try to create a few videos. And one thing that is extremely helpful for me is creating, even if I don't have a video, like I don't have 10 ideas for videos today, but I can I could record myself walking down the hall, smiling at the camera, doing a little, and by the way, when I say doing dances, I know that there are many grown-ups who are not interested in just doing the silly dances like TikTok dances. You do not have to ever do any of that and still blow up on TikTok and YouTube and all of that. But I will record myself like shaking my body a little or smiling or laughing, just kind of a few second clips. And if I have all of those created, then when I'm in the mood to create a video and I feel like it's time to create a video, I can go back to those clips and just put a few together with text pop-ups. And those are actually my videos that do the best, the text overs, I call them. It's just clips of me doing something. And then you could do a voiceover or you could just do a text over, put some music in the background, and you have a video. And so if you record yourself doing a like 3-second clips and if you do a few dozen of them, now you have enough to, for weeks to put videos together. Pre-making them and saving them in drafts is helpful because then all you have to do is post them. But I have to say that one of the best things for me is being part of an accountability group or a mastermind, because no matter what, we will tend to, not do things consistently. It is and yet consistency is one of the biggest tools for growth and success, is being consistent. So having support is very helpful for me, knowing there's a weekly meeting that I show up on and we either do stuff or we claim we're going to do stuff and then we hold each other accountable for it. And yeah, that really helps.
I love that. I love that. I sometimes call those success partners.
Oh, so good.
Because the accountability was like, well, I don't need to be held accountable, but really I did. So just the change of the words psychologically made me feel better.
That's really good. Yes.
This. Is there any last minute anything you want to share about the short videos?
I want to say that it really is, if you feel like if you have a desire to get recognition for your brilliance, your uniqueness, short form videos right now is one of the most effective ways to get out there. So jump in. And if you feel not ready, you're wrong. You
Yeah.
are ready. You have everything you need to succeed. If you go look, this is so beautiful when I see the videos that are getting millions of views are people who are just regular people, no makeup on, my most viral video, I had no makeup on, I had no hair because I had lost it all to chemo. So I did
Mhm.
not look beautiful and perfect. And yet I was
You
beautiful and
were.
perfect.
Yes.
So I
Mhm.
just went on, and people want to see real people. You are perfectly ready right now. Go do a video today.
Love it. Love it. Okay. It is time for Michelle's hot minute. Okay. So
Ooh,
I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions. Let me just
excellent.
set my alarm for a minute. And so just answer the first thing that comes to mind.
Ah,
Okay. All right. What is your guilty pleasure?
coffee,
What do you do for fun?
sing,
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. Would you rather spend the night in a luxury hotel room or camping surrounded by beautiful scenery?
luxury hotel.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Neither, but more of a night owl.
What do you wish someone had taught you a long time ago?
That I am enough.
Hmm. What's your next travel destination?
Um, uh, oh, Florida. I'm driving to Florida.
Oh, okay. Sneakers or stilettos?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say stilettos.
And what tells you most about a person?
Their smile.
Oh, I love this. See, that was
Wow,
fun.
I was so nervous.
And where are you going in Florida?
I'm going to drive my parents to their place in Boynton Beach.
Oh, okay. That's not, I live in Miami, so that's not far from me. That's like an hour and
I
a half.
will have to come visit. Well, I drive
Yes.
down to North Miami Beach and Aventura, that
Oh,
area. So we're gonna have to
oh,
get
yeah,
together.
for sure. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Thank you so much
Yay.
for coming on the show today.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. And that rapid fire is so much fun. I need to
Oh,
borrow that.
yes, you're more than welcome. Where can people find you?
Oh my gosh. Well, let's connect on all the platforms. But my let's connect. You know what? Facebook is where I do a lot. I know that's crazy. We don't talk a lot about Facebook, but I'm on Facebook, Nika Stewart. And my site is shine-365.com because you want to shine 365 days a year.
I love that. All right. Thank you so much, Nika.
Thank you.
This was such a great thing. And I know that everybody's going to go run out and feel much more comfortable doing their
Oh,
shorts.
I hope so. And tag me and everything because then I want to support you too. Get
Oh,
more
that's so
views.
nice. Oh, I love it. All right. Well, there you have it. Short form videos with Nika Stewart. Definitely go check her out. I'll drop where you can find her in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, let's grow your business together.